Very good morning everyone. I welcome all of you. I thank all the dignitaries sitting at the dais. It is a pleasure to have such a great audience on a Sunday morning. We all have gathered here for one subject, that is redevelopment. Redevelopment is a buzzword right now. Everyone hears only about redevelopment. Most of the buildings were constructed in 60s or 70s or early 80s when cement was in scarcity. The technology was not available. So most of the buildings have lived their useful life and most of them are ready for redevelopment. Today I will present you on what is redevelopment, why redevelopment, how to take up redevelopment, and what are the benefits and how to safeguard the interest of society members in redevelopment. There is a slide presentation here just for your information. What is redevelopment? We all know what is redevelopment. Redevelopment is demolishing the existing structure and exploiting the plot potential and constructing new building. That is a redevelopment. Why redevelopment is required? There are many reasons, n number of reasons, but few I have just stated here. Dilapidated building conditions. As I told you, most of the buildings are constructed 30-40 years back, and those days the IS code was different. Cement was not available that easily. That is the reason most of the buildings are in dilapidated conditions. Yeah, most of the buildings were constructed of G+3, G+4 40 years back. And the reinforcement used was around 12 mm. Most of the buildings you will see the concrete columns were made of 12 mm diameter of steel. And in this 40 years time or 30 years, 40 years time, corrosion has taken place, lot of leakages, seepages. Concrete quality was of not that great grade. For example, now we have M40 grade, M50 grade. Those days M20 grade used to be a good quality, and irony is M20 grade today we don't even use for PCC, plain cement concrete for even compounds. So those were the technology and quality available those days, and now it is different. So 12 mm diameter which was used in the construction, after the corrosion of over a period of 30-40 years, the diameter reduces to 10 mm. So it is very natural that load carrying capacity of the building reduces. Fine. So most of the buildings I told you of 12 mm diameters, so the load carrying capacity reduces. So that is one of the need why we should go for redevelopment. Families need more space. Most of the families have grown, and nuclear family concept is very much in trend. So all the people want more and more space, and at the same place where they have lived for 30-40 years. So that is the reason we should go for redevelopment, because redevelopment also offers you additional area benefits. Lack of essential services like CCTV cameras or lifts. Most of the buildings don't have lifts. So that is also one of the reasons why we should go for redevelopment, because the third floor and fourth floor members are always interested in redevelopment, because non-availability of lift in G+3, G+4 buildings. Low resale value of the flats. When the buildings are very old, the resale value of the flat is not that great. Generally, if you see, even on a rental apartments, they will ask you 10 questions. Parking hai, ye hai, wo hai. Then lift hai, then they will give you more rent also. They are ready to give more rent also. So the value of a building increases with the redeveloped project. Existing ground level can be raised. Most of the buildings, in India, the irony is that road levels, we are never sure about the road levels. The road levels may increase after few years, up to 1 feet or 1.5 feet. So most of the buildings you will see, old buildings, where the road level and the plinth level, the ground compound level, is either same or below the road level, which makes it very difficult during the monsoon season, rainy season. Water gets stagnated there. Also, it affects adversely to the plinth of the building. So in a redevelopment, we ensure that the plinth level is 2 feet higher than the estimated road level, so that the water stagnation problem is not there. New structure with latest IS code. The irony of with our country is that after every experience we learn and we make better system. So after the earthquake of Bhuj, the IS code has been updated, and now BMC has also made it very compulsory that earthquake-proof structure, seismic retrofitting should be there while constructing a new building. So these are the needs for redevelopment. Right now, Mumbai has been placed in Zone 3. Zone 3 of that means we are more earthquake prone now. The Mumbai can easily have earthquake, and most of the structures which are built 30-40 years back, they cannot withstand that load. So that is the reason BMC has also made it very compulsory. Some few days back there was a collapse at Dockyard Road and Mumra also. So now BMC has made it very compulsory that all the buildings should have seismic retrofitting. So it can absorb the load of earthquake. What are the facilities what we get in redevelopment? The facilities we get is office room. Most of the old housing societies, not every, but most of them do not have office space. Either they will arrange meetings at the terrace or ground floor, in the compound or wherever. So now in 20 square meters office space you get free of FSI. Fitness center clubhouse, 2% of the built up FSI, that is what you get free of FSI, and that can be used either as a fitness center or community hall, whatever. But nowadays, with the six-pack, in fashion, fitness center is very much attraction. Parking spaces. Parking is a major issue in Mumbai. Everyone has a car now, most of them. So parking is a big issue, and with the new rules, parking space is made available in the redeveloped societies. When your flat area increases 45 square meters, one per flat parking is compulsory. So that makes it very easy for people, to get the parking. Because even when you are selling your flat or you are renting out your flat, they ask you whether you have parking or not. Rainwater harvesting. After 70 years or 80 years, I had studied somewhere that after 80 or 100 years, where the property prices will increase, where there will be water. This is some multinational bank study I had read somewhere, that wherever they will have water because of global warming, you see all these weather patterns have also changed. So water is going to be scarcity after some years. Our next generation will definitely face that problem. So rainwater harvesting is one of the this BMC has made it mandatory to have rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting recharges your groundwater table. It increases the groundwater table so that through borewell you can get that wet water and you can use it for your washing purpose or whatever. So rainwater harvesting is very, very compulsory. I will also give you examples of how in today's time few people, with malified intentions or whatever intentions, they skip this activity. Children play area and green building. Green building is one of the major concerns with this global warming. Green building concept, green building is the one which consumes lesser energy. India is again energy hungry country, and a lot of energy is being wasted everywhere. So green building will, what is the concept of green building? That a building which should be sustainable and it should consume very, very less amount of energy and renewable energy. So now we are very clear that why we should go for redevelopment, because there are many good salient features of redevelopment and we will be benefited out of it.